but again, missed a field goal with the wind. Couldn't convert on 3rd and long when you were down inside the 30 a couple of times late in that football game. So Buffalo had their chances, but this was kind of, you talk about, putting your balls on the table. That's what Bill Belichick did and said, we're just going to keep running the football.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
I told you yesterday, 90% of the talk on Sports Talk Radio is all about college football. The semifinals and the college football playoff. It's mind-boggling and it's exciting. But what gets you on the hype train? The talk, the hype. And I just feel like that's where a lot of the Canadian sports have kind of fallen off the radar for whatever the reason. I don't know. I just don't know why Canadians don't get behind it other than the World Juniors, right?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Canadian sports fans around the world and you viewers in Canada as well. You're looking great. It is episode number 629 of Canada's daytime sports talk show. Although, maybe as we do like our themes on the program, maybe as we welcome in the Moose in the bunker in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle. I'm here in South Florida. He's in the Bermuda Triangle of the National Hockey League. Maybe a good theme, Moose, aside from the normal comments from our viewers from Taco Time Viewer Takeover, is maybe to come up with that slogan that you and I have hit writer's block on.
Yes.
Maybe it's no longer Canada's daytime sports talk show. What is this talk show? Because we have over half of our viewers are in America. So we need to come up maybe with a new tagline. And you and I haven't been able to do that. We're two pretty wild and crazy guys, but we haven't been able to come up with a new slogan for the RP show. And I'd like to get North America's daytime sports talk show doesn't exactly roll off the tongue nor fit on a placard that you put on the third tee box at Deer Valley.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So have you spent any time on this at all before I turn it over to the Rod Squad, that wild pack of rabid dogs that watches this show every day?
No, I haven't. No.
I didn't think you had. No, me either, actually. Yeah. Me either. So, yeah. Coming up on the program today, some of our favorite people. And I'm going to tell you this, for the viewers, if you want to know the roadmap of the show, hour one's going to be a lot of hockey. Hour two's going to be a lot of football. Period. Dave Randorf, the television voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, is going to be with us in hour one. And in hour two, our NFL insider, Tori Gurley. Okay, so those are the guests. And with that out of the way, would you please, Director Jordan, hit the Quick Six show horn? Please and thank you. Our Quick Six show topics today, just so you know, involve these. NHL, our top five, bottom five. Grey Cup stuff. Darren's NFL top five. Big hiring in the Canadian Elite Basketball League this morning announced with the expansion club, and the CHL top 10 is out. And I feel like people are going to want to get our thoughts on the NHL suspensions going back to that Leaf Jets game on Sunday night. So we'll get all of that's coming up, just so you know. But point one from the National Hockey League. What did I tell you? Going to be a lot of hockey here in hour one. In Montreal, Andre Palat scored with 38 seconds to go, giving the Tampa Bay Lightning a 3-2 comeback win over the Montreal Canadiens Tuesday night in a Stanley Cup rematch. In St. Louis, Pavel Buchnevich scored a wraparound goal 53 seconds into overtime, and St. Louis beat Florida 4-3. Jonathan Huberdeau's goal with 5:32 remaining tied it for the third time. Alexander Barkov and Brandon Montour also scored for the Panthers, who've lost 7 straight on the road. By the way, let's call these one-timers, Moose, hey? Here's the one-timers from last night. In Buffalo, Trevor Zegras flipped a pass over the net to set up the go-ahead goal. Anthony Stolarz made 25 saves, and Anaheim blanked Buffalo 2-0. They were calling it on SportsCenter the greatest goal ever. Stop it. In Chicago, Blackhawks forward Juju Kara was stretchered off the ice after he was leveled by Jacob Trouba in the second period of the Rangers' 6-2 win. Artemi Panarin had 2 goals and 2 assists, passed 500 points, and his Rangers have won 7 in a row. In Edmonton, Cam Talbot made 38 saves against his former team, and Minnesota shut down Edmonton 4-1 for its 7th straight victory. The Oil have lost 3 in a row. They were dead last night. I watched that one. Anders Lee had 2 goals, and the New York Islanders snapped an 11-game losing streak with a 5-3 win over Ottawa. Should have kept Ebbs. Austin Matthews scored twice. Defenseman Morgan Riley set up 4 goals, and Toronto beat Columbus 5-4 to stop a 2-game slide. Nick Ritchie scored his first goal in his 27th game with Toronto. Jack Campbell was sensational, making 28 saves for his NHL-leading 14th win. How about those Blue Jackets? We're very big in Columbus, Moose. Just so you know, we're carried on Buckeye Cable in Columbus. I've been getting a lot of mail from Columbus viewers. I just wanted to throw that out there. Patrick Laine did not play for the 13-11 Blue Jackets. He's got an oblique strain. Just a couple more. Detroit, Roman Josi scored his first period goal. Ryan Johansson scored on a power play, and Nashville defeated the Red Wings 5-2. In Winnipeg, Manitoba, I watched that one too. Martin Necas and Vincent Trocheck scored power play goals to lead Carolina over Winnipeg 4-2. Sorry to say, Winnipegers, your Jets weren't really even in that game, and you watched it, so you know. And Thomas Hertl scored his 4th career hat trick, and San Jose used a 3-goal barrage in the second period to beat Calgary 5-3. Dylan Dubé, Johnny Gaudreau, and Adam Ruzicka scored for the Flames, who dropped the final 2 games of a 4-game roadie that started with 2 wins. So that's what happened in the NHL Tuesday. Before I get to my vaunted top 5, bottom 5, Moose, any thoughts on what went down in the National Hockey League on Tuesday?
Barkov coming back's good for Florida, but
he got hurt in the third. He got hurt in the third and left again.
I know, right? Like, that's good and then bad, and then they lose. And 7 in a row on the road. I didn't realize that it had gone to that many. It was a tough night for Edmonton, tough night for Winnipeg. So and then I know the goal. You kind of said stop it. So I don't know if you want to talk about it or not.
It was almost high sticking. It almost wasn't even a goal.
Almost.
I mean, hey, it's great for highlights and everything, but it's not the greatest goal ever. Bobby Orr scored the greatest goal ever. Bobby Orr. That's what I think.
Yeah.
People that are prisoners of the moment, as they say, recency bias, think Connor McDavid's goal against the Rangers was the greatest goal of all time. Wasn't even the greatest goal of the year. Ron Duguay and I agree on that. I still laugh about Duguay saying, Rod, for guys like you and me, we know it wasn't that great a goal, but everybody else thinks it's a great goal. I laugh about that all the time.
I know. That's so good. And the Zegras, it was cool, like setting him up, because you think it's the Michigan, but he just flips it forward and tap it in. Creative, and his reaction was cool. So I like seeing the kids have some fun out there. But you're right. I mean, there's a lot of great goals. I mean, Ovi's goal back over the, backwards, that was better. There's a number of them.
Oh, yeah. I never heard back from our content creator, Nelson Vo. I sent him my top 5, bottom 5. Do we have the graphic, Clark? Is it ready to roll, or do we have it? So yes or no? Yes or no? At the moment, no. We do? Okay. So I'm going to do it anyways. Top 5, bottom 5, but there is no graphic for it. Are you ready, Moose?
Yeah.
Number 1 team in the National Hockey League are still the Florida Panthers. 38 points are 38 points, and they're the comeback kids. Never mind the 7-game road losing streak. Doesn't matter. They're still the best team in the National Hockey League by virtue of pretty much every other stat. Number 2 team in the National Hockey League are the Washington Capitals. That game last week, we found it. Last week was for NHL supremacy. Florida beat Washington in overtime. Clearly that means Washington's number 2. Number 3, how about those Minnesota Wild who have won 7 consecutive hockey games and are running away with the Central Division? They're coming out of nowhere. 4th place team are the Toronto Maple Leafs, who got off the snide with the big win last night. And again, 38 points are 38 points. At number 5 are Darryl Sutter's rough and tumble Calgary Flames, who just keep winning. They continue to lead what's been a tougher division than we thought, the Pacific Division. That's our top 5 teams in the National Hockey League. Our bottom 5 teams in the National Hockey League. I hope you're sitting down, because there's some new faces in the bottom 5. The 28th team in the National Hockey League are the Philadelphia Flyers, who fired their coach and still can't win. Philadelphia Flyers was 9 in a row they've lost. Kind of went back and forth on the 29th team, whether it would be these guys or the Seattle Kraken. Seattle's got some wins. They beat the Oilers the other night. So it's the Chicago Blackhawks that are 29th. It's kind of looking like they are who we thought they were. The 30th team is the Vancouver Canucks, who made a coaching change and did win in the debut for Gabby the other night over LA. So Vancouver is 30th. They're moving on up like George and Wheezy. 31st team is the Montreal Canadiens, who have lost 4 in a row, including the Stanley Cup rematch last night. The GM change did nothing for Les Habitants. They're the second worst team in the NHL and the worst team in the National Hockey League. Congratulations, Arizona. You're posting a wire-to-wire finish as the worst team in the NHL. Are they even still in the league?
They're making a
That's
great
your top
case.
5, bottom 5.
They're making a great case for relegation to be added to the NHL. It's good. I'm just looking at, some of the, people that might, or teams that might have been left off. I mean, the Islanders won, but they've won once in their last 10. Buffalo, same thing, 5 in a row they've lost, and, only 1 win in their last 10. On the other side, teams that have played pretty good as of late. Dallas has won 7 in a row and 9 of 10. They're kind of moving up, probably not to the top 5 for you. And then the Rangers have won 7 in a row and 9 of 10 as well.
Chris Bird, watching in King City, Ontario, says, no graphic, no problem. The RP show is the theater of the mind. Darren Workman, watching in Salt Lake City, says, theater of the mind is the best kind of theater. Kind of, but it's not a radio show. Sometimes I wish it was, because that's so much fun. Pink's watching. Todd Pinkney, one of our P1s, biggest Philly Flyers fan I know. He says, woot, woot, we finally made it. Let's go Flyers. Man, do they suck. And I was so happy to see him the night before Thanksgiving down here. 1 week ago tonight, I couldn't believe how bad they played. It was very similar to the Vancouver Canucks on opening night in Edmonton. I'll say it again. You were right beside me. I think you can attest to this. It's like I can't tell how bad they are because they're playing so bad. Like I can't tell how talented they are because they're playing so bad. And you came away kind of in love with Connor Garland and some of those guys on Vancouver. Eriksson didn't do a blinking thing. Or not Louis Eriksson.
OEK.
Elias Pettersson didn't do anything. Pedersen didn't do anything that night. But that's my point. It's hard to tell whether these guys are good or not because they're collectively as a team playing terribly.
Yeah.
And that's the Philadelphia Flyers. Anyways, it is 11:11.
It is.
Yeah, Central Time for you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The opportunity portal is opening, Moose. Are you stepping through it? I think you are.
Yes. Thank you.
Jennifer from the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Jennifer from the Four Seasons Sports Palace is watching, and she says, the Rangers are looking fabulous as well. Yeah, what'd I say? 7 in a row with the win last night in Chicago. Ryan McCarthy in Saratoga, New York says, might as well add the Devils 0-3-1 in their last 4. And the 3 losses weren't even close. So there's a lot of streaking teams. I feel like Will Ferrell in
Old school.
Old school. We're going streaking. Just which way are you going?
Yes.
By the way, watched the movie 4 Christmases last night for the first time. You ever watch that show?
Vince Vaughn, right?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's good.
Can we do a poll one day? What's the best Vince Vaughn movie? I'm going to put Old School in there. I'm going to put 4 Christmases in there. I'm going to put Wedding Crashers in there. And I mean, could be The Breakup, the one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Couples Retreat.
Oh, that was good. The Dilemma.
Let's think about it for a while.
Blart.
Let's think about it for a while. Darren Workman in Salt Lake City says, my wish came true already. The Utah Utes are in the Rose Bowl. Little old lady from Pasadena. That's where the Rose Bowl's played, by the way. Poll question, by the way. I was mentioning the poll. This one's got hotcakes. From Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center, the poll question today, should Canada boycott the Beijing Olympics? 69% of respondents saying, yes, Canada should boycott the Beijing Olympics. The USA is. Now the United Kingdom is, we learned this morning. I'm going to defer and take the wussy way out and say, I don't know enough about it right now. Otherwise, I would have voted no, we shouldn't boycott it. And as of now, Canada has not. But we say there may be some rumblings to the contrary. Moving on. Oh, okay. Now the viewers are chiming in, and I appreciate that. Darren, Ryan both say dodgeball.
Oh,
Jeez.
yes.
How about
We
that?
might have to have like 8 options, or a bracket, as you're fond of doing, because he's been in so many great movies. Point 4 already, just in the time we have left here in this particular section, and then we'll break and come back, is Grey Cup stuff. This is going to leave everybody hanging on the edge of their seats. Here's the news from this morning, from Wednesday morning at Grey Cup festivities in Hamilton. Dane Evans will start at quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats in Sunday's Grey Cup against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Evans was perfect off the bench in the CFL East Final Sunday, completing all 16 passes attempted in Hamilton's 27-19 victory over Toronto. The 28-year-old from Oklahoma came on in relief of an ineffective Jeremiah Masoli. Evans made 3 starts this season compared to 9 for Masoli and 2 for David Watford. The issue of the Ticats starter was the second question at the coaches' news conference this morning. Hamilton coach Orlando Steinauer said choosing between the 2 quarterbacks wasn't easy, calling them both A people and A quarterbacks. So that's the news there. We're going to have to break, but I'm going to dangle something here, and that is major rumor going around about one of the key coaches in Sunday's Grey Cup, that he will be coaching his last game in the Canadian Football League.
Spicy.
How about that?
That's all I'm going to say for now, because we're going to come back and debate it more. So for you South Florida hockey fans, that was a lot of hockey talk in hour 1. I hope you appreciated it, and I hope you enjoyed it, because when we come back, we're going to talk about the Canadian Hockey League's top 10s come out. Big games tonight in the dub. CEBL, as I mentioned, Canadian Elite Basketball League, huge hiring of a former Miami Heat player. Isn't that something how things all tie in together, Moose? More on that NHL suspension talk. And your NFL top 5, you're ready to go with that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this has been the warm-up, and we'll be right back. You are watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network, YouTube live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio on rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Beautiful day in South Florida. That's where Canada's daytime sports talk show originates from today and every day. And the Moose is in the sweatpants capital for a while, the NHL's Bermuda Triangle, the other half of the program. And the reason we're showing the beach, listen, we need to pump the brakes on a couple of the topics because people are chiming in like crazy, Moose. The YouTube viewers, and I haven't got to the 902 text line yet, they're talking about the best Vince Vaughn movies, this is all my fault.
Yeah.
I started it. But can we just pump the brakes on that in the Olympics talk and just say, hey, we need a new tagline. I think we're going to move on from Canada's daytime sports talk show. And in this segment is a really good, you're going to see why. What do we want? I can't tell. My mind immediately went to North America's daytime sports talk show, and it's just too long.
Yeah.
You look at these American shows that I've been watching, Get Up, First Take. What are some of the other ones that you watch?
Those are the ones I watch. The same ones as you.
Two words apparently is all we need.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Wake up.
It's really, really short.
I don't know.
But that's the name of the show, not their tagline. I don't know. Yeah.
Can some of our viewers, all of them, weigh in, if you don't mind, on what you think would be a good tagline for the Rod Pedersen Show? Blanks. Daytime sports talk show. I don't know. You and I are usually pretty good at this, and we're stumped.
Does daytime sports talk show have to be part of it? You know what I mean? We can move on from daytime sports talk show to something else that lives forever at any time of the day when people want to watch it. I don't know. Sky's the limit.
I feel like we need to have a meeting to have a meeting.
Yes.
To our viewers, Wayne in Victoria, BC says, I think Wedding Crashers is the best movie with Vince Vaughn. Listen, I can't. I got to say old school. And what's funny about that is, if you go back and look at when Old School came out, early 2000s, we used to watch that sucker on the bus with the Pats over and over and over. And I remember getting up and going to the bathroom in the back of the bus. And some of the players, I can't remember who they were. They were like, which one's you, Roddy? I was like 30 at the time of that coming out. Which one are you? You Frank the Tank? Are you Mitch? Which one are you? Of course, I said, I'm all of them.
You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. Ring the bell, you effing pansy. Yeah, it's Old School wins. Listen, I could sit here and rattle off Old School lines all day long. I'm thinking about the movie, and then you come home early from a business trip, and you
what do you
say? What?
Nothing. He knocks at the door.
Right, in a damn Batman Superman costume.
Move on.
Sorry, Justin Wolf, watching on YouTube, regarding should Canada boycott the Olympics. He says the athletes for all these countries are still going. Government officials from these countries will not be sent to it. So there's that. From Pinks, the Flyers fan, he said, there is no way Canada should be going at all. If you test positive for COVID, you need to quarantine for 3 weeks. What happens if you get to the medal games and then need to miss those? Well, the argument is about human atrocities that go on in China. That's why these countries aren't going. It's not because you might get COVID. Correct?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
From my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat. Sports talk for everyone. Guys, write that down.
Well, you got the honk of approval on it. That kind of came in right after you said it. I think, honestly, and maybe it's got to be sponsored, but I think, we stick with the Golden Corral of sports talk. I think should be the tagline.
I'm into my third week down here, and I haven't been to Golden Corral yet. How about that?
That's crazy.
Mike Horrigan in Toronto says a variety of the best damn sports talk out there. Frankly, I'd like to just say the best damn sports talk show because that show doesn't exist anymore. Let's just take it.
I wonder if
I really
name's
like
available.
that. Yeah, can you look it up?
The best damn sports talk show, period.
I love that show. Chris
so good.
Rose. Who was the really tall black guy, the NBA guy?
Oh, man.
Not James Worthy. Whoever he was, I loved him. He was so funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, back on all in sports talk from Donna, watching in Central Butte, home of Clark's dad. She says, looking fabulous, guys. Thank you, Donna. Preach. People have been making a lot of comments about my hair and how great it looks. That's tough tribe for men. Tough tribe for men. Andrew Miller, watching on YouTube, says, the daytime sports talk show. That's it. I love that. He says, maybe it's taken. Maybe it's taken, but it makes a statement. Okay, enough on that. But thank you. And EGA writes in. EGA completely missed the memo. I said, we're not talking anymore about Vince Vaughn movies, but EGA just writes in and says, g'day. 3 best Vince Vaughn movies. Number 1, Swingers. Number 2, Maid. Number 3, Clay Pigeons. I'll take 3 movies I've never seen before, Alex.
Bingo!
I've seen part of Swingers. Darren in Utah watching says, Rod, I keep waiting for you to say, top off the fluids with that shirt you're wearing. It's not an oil change shirt, brah.
That's what our director,
Bronco
Jordan, he thought it was very NASCAR-ish, the shirt.
Yeah, it's one of our sponsors, Bronco Plumbing and Heating. I wanted to rep a sponsor here. They sponsor Rod's Rant, in which, frankly, I don't have any in me today. It's 27 degrees Celsius right now in sunny Moose. It's going to be 28 this afternoon when I'm going to Macy's. I got to go buy a suit, one that fits because I've lost so much weight. Anyways, back to that Grey Cup. Wait, I said we were going to talk hockey. I haven't even got through all my points yet. Got sidetracked. Well, it's definitely not always sports. That's for sure on this show. But to that Grey Cup thing, this is the thing that's annoying me a little bit. I've had a few people ask, why are you guys not a Grey Cup? And I'm like, listen, I've been to 20. I've been traveling and traipsing across this continent for 30 years. I don't want to travel and traipse anymore. This show is originating from Florida. That's the way it's going to be. And I can follow the Grey Cup just fine. It's 2021, right? So I'm getting scoops. I'm getting inside stuff. And one of the scoops that I got yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, that one of the key coaches in this Grey Cup game, the 100th Grey Cup on Sunday, is coaching his last game in the CFL. And the CFL people that are watching, they're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. Exactly, because this rumor's going around. Pretty strong one, actually. And it came from a really good source. And it came from a football guy in the States to me. And I said, has this been reported anywhere? And he goes, I haven't even looked. I don't know. But it's happening. And I texted a CFL insider last night who is at Grey Cup. I said, hey, just so you know, this is going down. Or I'm led to believe this is going down. He's like, yeah, that's one of the rumors out there. Why are we not running with it? Because I can tell you at the 20 Grey Cups that I've covered, that is what it's all about. It's rumor central. The game is secondary, especially this time of the week. But the reason I'm not reporting it, just so you know, not my job to be the insider, A. B, if it got out who this coach was, the team would go insane. That frickin' Pedersen, we got a game to play, and he's saying that we're going to lose this coach. I don't need that on my head. That's what insiders are for.
Yeah.
And it just tells me how this business of covering sports has changed, particularly in the Canadian Football League, but really in sports overall, because I was going to save this for my weekend column. But you know how many guys tell me that they're so afraid to say anything negative about the team they cover because they'll have their media credentials pulled?
Yeah.
That's a landscape of sports in a lot of locales in North America. It's not just a Canadian thing. It's not just a CFL thing. And it's just, I'd rather just sit down here and talk sports and have fun every day, drink coffee with you, Moose.
Yeah.
And our viewers. But it's like, if you're going to Grey Cup and you can't talk about a story like this, what the hell are you there for? What do you think about that?
I know.
Well, I want your take.
That's the fun of it, though, is the fun is not making things up, but, getting together with all the football people from across the country and, getting that updated and, finding out what's going on. And that's where all the news comes out. We see it at every league, whether it's the GM's meetings or whether it's owners' meetings or whether it's annual meetings or whether it's Grey Cup or whether it's Super Bowl or Stanley Cup. When everybody gets together, news spreads and you start hearing about rumblings about what's next and what's coming. And that's what fans want too. They want to know what's going on. So, yes, there's the coaches' press conference was today, and they're going to have other events throughout the week, but those are all, for the most part, not really newsworthy events. You're not getting a lot of news from them. What's the biggest thing that's going to come out of that? Are you letting your players have sex? You're not letting your players have sex, right? Like that's
ding, 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 ding.
That's the biggest thing that's coming out of it.
Today?
It did.
If that gets asked this morning, it did? Did it?
Of course. I don't know who asked it, but it got asked. And I mean, if a coach gives a colorful, funny answer, great. Then you got a little bit of entertainment, but we're not getting any news out of this. So that's where the work comes in of networking and being around the event to break stories.
This is like an Easter egg hunt. In the comments, it's in there. Somebody's nailed it, but I'm not going to say who. Phil Kershaw, by the way, watching, the former chairman of the CFL Board of Governors. Thanks for watching, Phil. He says, John Sally. Ding, ding, ding. Thanks, Phil. Yes, John Sally. Love that guy.
Okay.
On the show and in the NBA. Winnipeg viewers say it better not be O'Shea. Steven Sawchuk says, so is it Reinbold or Hall? The first two that come to mind that have been in the league a while. Not saying. From Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, so how high is this coach, Rod? I don't know if he's into drugs or not, or if he smokes. I don't know how high he is.
that?
Why would you ask that? From Janice in Alberta. We as fans also love that aspect of Grey Cup week. Fans talking about all the rumors around the league as well as talking about what is wrong with the CFL and how we would fix it. Hashtag Stamps fan and YEG. From Craig Campbell watching in Southern Ontario. The Grey Cup is a wonderful event to attend. The IIHF World Championships is similar to 3 weeks of the Grey Cup. Put that on the bucket list, Moose.
Okay.
I would like to go to the World Hockey Championship one day. Players told me that it used to be just a big party, but then they got serious about it. And that's when Canada started winning. By the way, just to wrap up our quick 6 show topics, I'll let you adjourn and come back.
Okay.
I said hour 1 was going to be hockey, hour 2 was going to be football, and I pulled the rug out on everybody. Atop the Kia CHL Top 10 rankings for the 6th week running, the Winnipeg Ice reigns supreme in the Western Hockey League with 45 points through 25 games after splitting a weekend home set against Saskatoon. Here are your top 10 released this morning. Number 1, the Winnipeg Ice. Number 2, the Edmonton Oil Kings. They'll meet tonight at Wayne Fleming Arena in Winnipeg. Get your tickets, Winnipeg. Number 3, the Everett Silvertips. Number 4, Kamloops Blazers. Number 5, the Charlottetown Islanders. Number 6, the North Bay Battalion. Number 7, London Knights. Number 8, Sherbrooke Phoenix. Number 9, Kingston Frontenac. Number 10, Vancouver Giants. And your honorable mentions, Patricois, Quebec Rampart, the Mississauga Steelheads, and the Shawinigan Cataract. I got to thank God's team. The Regina Pats are right on the edge of the honorable mentions. When, by the way, it's Teddy Bear Toss night, Friday night for the Regina Pats. And one more, the Montreal Alliance announced Wednesday morning that Joel Anthony, a 10-year NBA veteran and 2-time NBA champion from Montreal, has been named the CEBL expansion team's first general manager. He graduated from UNLV, began his NBA career with Miami in 2007, 7 seasons with the Heat, played with LeBron, Chris Bosh, Shaquille O'Neal, Ray Allen, and Dwayne Wade, won 2 championships in 2012 and 2013. Joel Anthony is the first ever general manager of the CEBL's Montreal Alliance. I love that team name, too.
Yeah.
Moose, we'll see you in a bit. See you in a bit, an hour or two. We're heading to the other coast to chat with the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Dave Randorf. When we return, you're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
RP Show continues from South Florida. It is Canada's daytime sports talk show, but we are broadcasting from down here. Today we're looking for a new tagline, and so far, not so good. But it will be changing from Canada's daytime sports talk show to something. We'll see. Producer Clark telling me that Dave Randorf is having audio issues or connection issues from his hotel. The television voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a helicopter going right over my head. Can you hear that? By the way, Clark tells me he should be ready right away. Tough Tribe for Men was designed to meet the unique demands of clean, professional grooming. The warm scent of a gentleman's shampoo teams up with an invigorating, cool peppermint conditioner. Top that off with a little beard and hair pomade to start your day feeling fresh and available. Available today at toughtribeformen.com and Amazon Canada. Tough Tribe for Men. We're just so happy to have them with us. By the way, as the program rolls, you are more than welcome to join us. Text in 902-518-3033. That's 902-518-3033. We got Dave Randorf now, Rambo, the voice of the team that's won 4 in a row, including a victory over the Montreal Canadiens last night in a Stanley Cup Finals rematch. How you doing, Rambo?
I'm doing good. I wasn't having technical issues. Your link was having technical issues. But we got it all sorted, and we're good.
There's a lot of that going around.
For about 15 minutes. Yeah, you better talk to your IT department. But here we are, and I'm thrilled to be here with you, Rod. By the way, can you give me a quick summary? I follow along with you on social media. And how often are you in Florida? Give me I'm way behind on this. What's going on with you down there?
Well, I came here for 3 weeks in September, was doing the show from here. And we've been moving the show around. We've done it from Montreal, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon. And I said, let's give Florida a shot. Went to some Panthers games. You know how first class they are. They accredited me for the entire season. They said, come on back. So they've put Randy Moller on the show and Bill Lindsay and Sean Thornton and all their crew. And they just said, listen, we don't get any coverage down here. So anything you can do for us, we're here for you. And the Dolphins were unbelievable as well. So I said, I'm going to come back and do the show. End of story. And
that's great.
Clearly,
that's
Dave,
good.
You can attest what a wonderful state it is.
You know, now that I live there, I'm a Florida resident. Yes. When we as Canadians see news stories on CNN or some American news channel out of Florida, it is usually some crazy, wild, unimaginable scene. And there is certainly, that contingent in certain parts of Florida. But where you are, South Florida is gorgeous. I like to think where I live in Tampa Bay now is beautiful. So, yes, until you actually get there and get to know the people and enjoy the weather, you don't really get it until you're actually there. So I'm all for it, and I'm fine with it.
Rambo, nobody understands the hockey fans in this state. Even the teams will tell you, small compared to other centers north of here, but very rabid, very passionate. You've been the voice of the Lightning long enough to understand that, right? Maybe we should talk about that. They love the hockey, and that group is growing.
Well, first of all, where you are, I'm really happy to see the Florida Panthers doing as well as they are. And for those who aren't paying attention, they are easily one of the best top 2-3 teams in the NHL right now. And this is even after they went through that situation with Joe Quenneville and Andrew Burnett having to step in. They continue to roll. Now they got Barkov back, and they're starting to get some traction and some people in the stands and some excitement for what is a very, very good team. And how that affects me where I am is that you now have the equivalent of a Montreal, Toronto, or Battle of Alberta, or Battle of Ontario situation now between the Lightning and the Panthers, where these games are really exciting in either barn. And of course, it was taken to a new level when they met in the playoffs last spring for the first time ever. They'd never met in the playoffs because the Panthers really haven't been any good for 20 years. And they have been in the playoffs that often, and certainly not even at the same time when the Lightning have been an elite team. So I know for a fact that Tampa Bay is a great place to see a game. It's always full. It's always energetic. And it's starting to get a little bit more so there in South Florida as well. So you're right. Canadians don't often flick on a lot of Florida-based games, but the Lightning have been an elite team now for a long time, so they kind of get a little bit more coverage than the Panthers. But the Panthers are coming; they are coming.
Well, speaking of crowds, I watched the game in Montreal last night, and it was like, was there social distancing going on? I mean, whether the Habs are good or bad, the place is always full. That's what we love about the Montreal Canadiens, 21,000 plus. What was the deal last night? Is there still restricted seating, or what was the deal?
The deal is the team's lousy, and people have had it, and tickets are expensive, and they are speaking with their lack of attendance and not showing up. There's no restrictions as far as I know. I may be wrong on this, but I don't think there is. And you can have full capacity there. There is just a lot of empty seats right now. The Montreal Canadiens have 6 wins in, I want to say, 28 games now. And they lost another one late last night. They played well for the better part of the game. Probably overall, they were the better team over the course of 60 minutes than the Lightning. And Tampa Bay took it with 2 goals in the last 2:09 to extend their winning streak and to take 2 points and get the heck out of there. But that was my only trip this season into Montreal, and I love going there. It is my favorite place in the NHL to call a game or even just to sit and watch a game. It's always great atmosphere there, and I've always said it doesn't matter if it's Saturday night against the Leafs or Tuesday night against Carolina or the Kings or whoever. The atmosphere is always great, and the barn's always full, but that's not the case right now. They've obviously cleaned house from the top down, brought in a new vice president of direct hockey operations in Jeff Gorton, and they are a shell of the team that went to the Stanley Cup final, and people aren't happy, and they're speaking by not showing up.
Did you have some of the feels from last year's Stanley Cup final that it was Montreal-Tampa, or did that feel like 10 years ago? Because there was no Carey Price on the ice last night. There was no Shea Weber on the ice last night. Like, it seems like a long time ago now that I say that.
We tried to sell a little bit of that, but no, I didn't have any of the. I had tremendous feels for Game 5. I don't know if I've been on your show since that night. I don't think I have. But as a sports fan, Rod, I will never forget being in the building there for Game 5. And it's not like I'm a lifelong Lightning fan. Obviously, I work for the team now, and I'm very happy to be there, a part of that organization. But just as a pure hockey fan or a sports fan, to see a team win the Stanley Cup at home was thrilling. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. The roar, the atmosphere, it was amazing. The intensity of the moment, it was incredible. And so I had the feels then for sure. But last night, Montreal had 8 guys in their lineup that were in that Stanley Cup final. And that includes Jake Allen, who never even played a game in the Stanley Cup final. So you take him out of the mix, it's basically 7 guys that actually played in Game 5. So because Weber's gone, Price is gone, they've got all kinds of injuries. Gallagher's on the COVID list. Tyler Toffoli, their leading scorer, he's now hurt. So it goes on and on and on. So no, it really wasn't the same at all. And I think we all know that. Give Montreal full credit. They made it to the final. They knocked out 3 very good teams along the way, but we all knew they were punching way above their weight, and they ultimately ran into a wall when they got to the final against the Lightning. But nobody really thought they would fall this far. I mean, they made some free agent signings. They brought in some guys, but obviously it's not a rebuild, but it is a restart for sure, and it's going to take a while because they're going to miss the playoffs by a mile.
Rambo, I think we have about 60 seconds. You're following closely the 108th Grey Cup. Winnipeg-Hamilton in the hammer. Your thoughts on the matchup in the game?
Well, I have watched a fair amount of games this year. ESPN Plus carries them all, as you know, and so I've watched a fair amount of what I can. And listen, I love the idea of a home team winning a Grey Cup, and I love Orlando Steinhauer and what he has done, much like his former teammate, Mike O'Shea. 2 very good players who've become very good coaches. But I mean, listen, Winnipeg is just the best team by a long shot in the Canadian Football League, even with the lost season of last year. And I think the Ticats are going to be hard pressed to beat the Bombers, unless weather is an equalizer. I haven't seen a weather forecast yet for Sunday, but I will be watching from Tampa. We got a barbecue going. I can't wait for Grey Cup Sunday.
Of course, 2.5-point favorites are Winnipeg, and I think the conditions are decent, right around 0. Rambo, all the best. Always enjoy chatting with you. Love watching the games, and hopefully we can do it again soon. Happy holidays, sir.
Happy holidays to you and to all your listeners. Sorry I was a little late. Technically, we got it done in the end, and anytime, Rod. My pleasure, and thanks to Clark.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dave. You bet.
Okay.
The television voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Dave Randorf. We'll be right back with Taco Time Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Smoky in the air, it's a lot of time. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
It's taco time, viewer takeover, and almost sounds like another fast food restaurant because I'm loving it. What I'm saying is I love the comments from the viewers here. So I'm going to jump right to it on Taco Time Viewer Takeover. By the way, Canadians love local. Go loco, eat local. Taco Time uses fresh ingredients sourced in Canada. Our beef, chicken, cheddar cheese, sour cream, and Mexi fries all come from the Great White North. So we were asking for a new name for Canada's daytime sports talk show because it's originating, at least one half of it, from the United States. Frank Limaker is watching in Airdrie, Alberta, and he writes and he says, watching on Game Plus, how about the premier Can-Am sports talk show?
How about that?
Guys, we got to get some sound effects for that. I like it. The Can-Am sports show. Something like that. I like it. Write it down. Can-Am. There's nothing else like it. Something unique would be nice. Chris Jarl, Chris watching, he's in BC, yeah, from Surrey. The Sports Fans Talk Show. That's not bad. The Sports Fans Talk Show. Something in there. The Can-Am Sports Fans. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Can-Am. Mike in Edmonton. The best daytime sports talk show. Not bad, but how many others are there? That's how we knew that it would be a hit on national television because there is no other live daytime talk show in Canada. DG watching in the Bridge City says, morning, guys. DG is his name. Breaking news out of California where Jeff Tedford has been named the new head coach of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Elsewhere, the Duke Blue Devils are on the cusp of naming Jason Garrett as their new head coach. Yikes. I'm sure you have a hot take on that one. Why? Because he failed with the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants? Duke can have him. 1 minute remaining in hour one. Jamie's watching in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He says, some of my favorite Vince Vaughn movies, Couples Retreat, The Breakup, and Swingers. If you go way back, and during the holidays, check out Four Christmases. Jamie, that's how this all started. I said I watched Four Christmases last night and loved it. Where's this been? It came out in 2008. First time I ever watched it. It was amazing. And that got us going on all-time best Vince Vaughn movies, but we're also asking what is a new tagline for this show? What would be appropriate? What's up with the time, guys? Quarterback Dane Evans will get the start for Hamilton in Sunday's Grey Cup game. Ticats coach Orlando Steinauer announced it this morning. The Vancouver Canucks are the lone Canadian NHL team in play tonight. They take on the Boston Bruins. Raptors look to extend their winning streak to 3 tonight. They're home to Oak City. Hour 2 coming up after this.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A Landmark Cinemas $30 gift card with $40 in great movie savings is the perfect gift to give, or give to yourself. Get yours today in theater or online at landmarkcinemas.com and make it a merry movie season. Landmark Cinemas, for movie lovers.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
I told you yesterday, 90% of the talk on Sports Talk Radio is all about college football, the semifinals and the college football playoff. It's mind-boggling and it's exciting. But what gets you on the hype train? The talk, the hype. You know, and I just feel like that's where a lot of the Canadian sports have kind of fallen off the radar for whatever the reason. I don't know. I just don't know why Canadians don't get behind it other than the World Juniors, right?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yeah, we got the hype train rolling today as the RP Show broadcasts episode number 629 from sunny South Florida, 28 degrees Celsius this afternoon here. And one half of the show is coming from the bunker in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle, where all of the teams in the Bermuda Triangle lost last night. The Oilers, the Jets, and the Flames. As we welcome into the program, the Moose. Get my text, Moose?
I did.
You didn't respond.
Well, just letting it marinate a little bit.
Letting it percolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if you're just joining us for hour two, which is proudly brought to you by Great Western Beer, Great Western Original 16 beer, I might add. You've missed a lot. A lot. But somebody tweeted this at us, and I appreciate them for doing so. Sports fan Ian writing us on Twitter. Ring the bell. The Canadian government just announced a diplomatic boycott, i.e. no government officials will go to the Beijing Olympics, but the athletes will still go. And I feel like Dickie Dunn and Slapshot saying, well, that's not much to go on, Reggie. You know, okay, so the athletes are going, the politicians aren't. So what? So thanks for the breaking news out of the gate there. We will get to the actual sports talk in a moment, but you were part of this. I said, we need a new tagline for the Rod Pedersen Show. It's been forever Canada's daytime. Well, not always. It started out as, didn't we say Western Canada's morning talk show? Sports, that's where it started.
Yeah.
And then it became Canada's morning sports talk show. And then we realized, wait a minute, it's the afternoon in the Eastern time zone. So it became Canada's daytime sports talk show. That evolved over a period of several months as the show grew and our analytics showed us where our audience was from. And now it's North America wide and it's not Canada's daytime sports talk show. I feel like we're alienating the Americans. So the gentleman in Airdrie, Alberta said the Can-Am sports talk show. And I feel like there's something there. But Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, how about the No-Bo sports show? Ken Gill, watching in Seattle, says, Rod and Moose on sports. It's not terrible, but it ain't great. From the Puck and Pigskin podcast in Calgary from the YYC. New name. How about that? Sports Talk.
How about that?
It's not actually terrible.
And it's not bad. That's not actually
horrendous.
bad. Yeah.
No. So if I've said it so many times that I just feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. But when people say, Rod, what's your solution to fix the CFL? Rod, what's your solution to fix attendance problems in Canada? I don't care anymore because we're marketing and growing this show. That's where my priorities and focus are. Now, I'll give Dave Randorf a pass because he's like, last hour, he's like, how come you're in Florida? How come you're spending all this time in Florida? I'm like, I've been telling people since I came here in September that I was coming back, but Rambo isn't sitting watching every day. How would he know that?
That's right.
But from the moment the Florida Panthers slapped that season-long media pass on the desk and said, come on back. You're talking more Panthers than anybody else. I knew I was coming back. So anyways, there's that. What have you been up to for the last 20 minutes, by the way, since I saw you last?
Busy doing business. No, taking care of just a couple of little things and watching Randorf and, yeah, you know.
The general in Calgary, for whatever reason, wants to be a jerk today. He says, sorry, Rod, Pat McAfee has you beat on football coverage. Yeah, we know, General. He played in the National Football League. He was a punter for the Indianapolis Colts. But let's ask him to do an NHL top 5. Let's ask him to talk about the top 10 CHL rankings that came out today. Let's ask him to talk about the Grey Cup. Let's ask him to talk about the Montreal Alliance of the CEBL naming Joel Anthony as like General. I'm stopped there and I'm counting to 3. I did it.
You got it.
I didn't snap. One, ding, ding, ding. Yeah. I didn't lose my mind.
LFG.
What a loser, though. What a loser. Tank Abbott watching in the Energy City says, at least we have... No, from Tank Abbott, he says, don't fix what ain't broke. No, the point is that it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. And the sponsors, the tagline needs to reflect. And from the Puck and Pigskin podcast in Calgary says, I'll talk Panthers too, Rod. I'm on my way. So, yeah. Oh, Darren, why don't you, well, you know what? I was going to say, why don't you talk for a while? And I actually have something for you to talk about. Are you ready?
Good.
It's week 14 in the National Football League. Darren Dupont has his top 5 power rankings in the 4-down league, the NFL. Take it away, Darren Moose Dupont.
All right. Arizona's still number 1. I mean, they've got DeAndre Hopkins and that guy, Kyler Murray, back. So they're even more lethal and explosive than they were before. They went 2-1 without him. I think Colt McCoy started those games. I mean, they're a good football team, and this is their best shot at winning a Super Bowl this year. The Packers continue to be one of the best teams, probably right there with Arizona, number 2 in the NFL. I mean, when they get moving, they're hard to stop. They've got the ability to go over the top. They've got a dual threat run game. When Aaron Jones gets back, that adds another dimension to A.J. Dillon. So they're number 2. The New England Patriots at number 3. They've got the best offensive line, I think, in the game. They've got a rushing attack that's really good. Their rookie quarterback doesn't make too many mistakes. They've got the best coach in the game. Their defense makes plays. They don't take penalties. You see how this all stacks up? They don't have a big play threat at receiver, and that's a bit of an issue. But they coach the game so well. They play the game so smart. They're number 3. Tampa, number 4. And this is the thing. They're in a warm climate. Tom Brady has figured it out. One of the big things, he's got Rob Gronkowski back. And when Gronk's back, that adds another threat. Leonard Fournette's doing his thing, not just in the run game, but in the pass game. I think they're built to win games on the road. They're built to win games in the playoffs. When you don't have to be flashy, those guys can make plays. Their defense is getting better. Their offensive line is sneaky good, so I like Tampa number 4. And Kansas City, they got the win streak going. They're beating all the teams that they should. They're really good on third down. They're, able to make some plays. The biggest concern when they were struggling earlier in the year was their defense wasn't very good. So they've cleaned that up a little bit. They're getting better on defense. Their offense is still an elite offense. Kansas City's number 5. And that's the top 5. The Titans are close. I think the Titans are still pretty close. Probably number 6 or number 7. Dallas is right there, too. So that's what we're looking at this week.
Oh, good job, Moose. I've got so many notifications that have come on my phone here. Which is great. I signed up for all of them, of course. But The Athletic came out with their power rankings. Do you want to hear theirs? You always like to hear from other media sources, right?
Of course I do.
Arizona number 1, Green Bay number 2, Tampa Bay number 3, New England number 4, and number 5 Kansas City. So that's all the same as yours except for New England.
New England and Tampa flipped on theirs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, just sprinkling in viewer comments here. Taco Time viewer takeover. By the way, Clark, can you get the comment ready from Stacy? They came in on Monday late. Because this is the leader in the clubhouse for the Taco Time comment of the week, by the way. Folks, you got to beat this. If you still have it, Clark. If not, let me know. But asking our viewers for the new tagline for the Rod Pedersen Show to just sort of describe in a couple of letters, a couple of words what we're all about. Jeff Caldwell, watching in Oregon, says, for what it's worth, I like the Can-Am moniker. Right?
That's good.
Right? Came from Frank in Airdrie, Alberta. Can we get Frank something? A coffee mug or something? Ken in Saskatoon, Ken Lega says, sports talk the RP way. Well, that's not bad, but then that negates old Moose Knuckle over here. We can't have that. From Alan, the intern. Remember him?
What's he got?
He says, Bob's your uncle. It's the RP show.
Bob's your uncle.
Not terrible. But leave that up to us, Alan, the intern. Here it is. Clark has found it. Thank you, Clark. You want to put it on the screen? This is the leader in the clubhouse for the Taco Time comment of the week from Stacy Champagne. He was watching at Access Television World Headquarters. Like a good taco from Taco Time, the Riders unfortunately fell apart. Boom. They came in so late, like literally when the credits were rolling, Moose, remember?
Right.
I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. We couldn't even get it on the air.
I know, it was right at the end.
So, yeah. Jason and Red Deer says from the Puck and Pigskin podcast regarding our tagline, hey, Rod, I'll sell you the name Puck and Pigskin. Hey, Jason, we're good. We're good, but thanks. Dan, the Situation Saravelli is watching in Philadelphia right now. And he says, come playoff time, nobody's beating Tampa Bay. He's talking about the Buccaneers, of course, and I would suggest that you go right now to rodpedersen.com, twice voted Canada's sports blog of the year, and read the NFL column from Jim Lang, Canada's foremost NFL expert, because his Week 14 entry is up there. And he said, this current Tampa Bay win streak coincides with the return of Rob Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay offense. And as we believe in life, Moose, don't you? There are no coincidences. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's right. It's not a coincidence.
The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah.
EGA watching on YouTube says, game on. I think we might be settled on Can-Am. Did your mind not go to like a Canadian flag, American flag, boom, borders colliding?
A little bit, yeah.
Didn't it? Mine did.
Absolutely.
Mine did.
Can-Am Bowl, there's all that kind of stuff. There's some good ones. It's a fit. Absolutely.
Tacona Powley watching in Winnipeg says the Pats are in the top 5 for sure. We talking about the Regina Pats on the CHL top 10? Is that what we're talking about? Oh! Speaking of that, go and read the column from Jamie Neugebauer, Noogsy, at rodpedersen.com. Noogsy's around the rinks. He got into the World Junior roster invite list and how Matthew Savoy of the number 1 team in Canada, the Winnipeg Ice, who could probably beat the Arizona Coyotes, and I'm not even joking. Savoy's left off the World Junior invite list, but Connor Bedard gets invited. And Noogsy in the column, you got to read it, man. It's really good. Good job, Noogsy. He's like, how is this a thing? That Bedard's going and Savoy isn't. Couldn't believe he had the nuts to write it.
I know, right?
Hey, Brian Dodge is watching, the mayor of Dodge City. He says, and with that segment, Rod has officially surpassed McAfee on NFL Talk. Hashtag, how about that?
Let's go.
Thanks, Brian. Took his kids for a ride in the Jeep last night. It was awesome. Cynthia's watching in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She says, let's talk pucks and balls with Rod and Moose. No? No?
I don't know. You want to say that 17 times every day?
Maybe.
LFG.
From Dan, the Situation Saravelli, watching in Philadelphia. Rod, I'll come visit you in Florida. Come on down to Florida, Dan. It's your kind of place. The guy just looks like Jersey Shore. Dan goes on to say, I'm going to the Flyers game next week. I have my bag ready to wear over my head. What is it? 9 in a row the Philly Flyers have lost. And you'll be happy to know, Dan, last hour I did my NHL top 5, bottom 5, and my bottom 5 teams in the NHL are the 28th team is the Philadelphia Flyers. Your Flyers made the list. 29th, Chicago. 30th, Vancouver. 31st, Montreal. 32nd, Arizona. And by the way, let's get back on that hockey train for a second in the minute we have left. Yeah. How about Randorf? Dave Randorf with us last hour, the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, saying they're mad as hell in Montreal and they're fed up. And I'm like, they were just in the Stanley Cup final. Oh, my God.
I know. But
and having said all that, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, if you ain't first, right, you're last. So they didn't win. So now the Montreal Canadiens fans think that they should be right back there winning the Cup this year. And that's just so far from reality.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of all of that, and Rambo said that the feeling in Montreal is that the tickets are overpriced. And I'm like, get in line. They are everywhere except here. Believe me, they're not in Florida. They're not. Where you can buy 4 tickets for $169 plus 4 pops, 4 drinks, and you get an Alexander Barkov jersey. The jersey's worth more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, from The Athletic, this morning, ring the bell, you effing pansy. Breaking news. NHL team valuations jump 32%. Team worth increased by the Penguins sale, the Kraken, new TV deal, and more, according to Forbes. NHL team valuations jump 32%. Look, we got to get into that. We got to get into tonight's featured game. We got to do more Grey Cup talk. The coach that's leaving after this Grey Cup. Did I mention the featured game? Did I?
Yes.
And Tori Gurley, our NFL Insider. That's all coming up after this break. You're watching the RP Show, Hour 2, brought to you by Great Western Original 16 Beer on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
I started the Chatlet Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Can-Am Sports Talk. Away we go. Segment 2 is at hand of Hour 2. We're brought to you by Great Western Beer, Great Western's Original 16 beer. And let me tell you something about them. Original 16 beers are found across Western Canada, and if you're lucky, there might even be some in your fridge. Go have a look. Taco Time viewer takeover, by the way, is live now. Taco Time's signature hot sauce is made in-house daily. I'm just going through sponsor reads here, Moose, as you can tell. Let's bring the Moose in. The rock star of the day yesterday was Leah Hextall of ESPN.
Yeah, nobody's surprised.
Unfortunately for her, on the very day that she extolled the virtues of the Winnipeg Jets, they laid an egg against the Carolina Hurricanes last night. I watched that one. I think it was 3-0 early in the second period. I'm looking at the shots on goal, 20-5 for Carolina, and I'm like, the Jets aren't even in this thing. Not even in it. Yeah. What did you watch last night? Did you say? Was it all Leafs?
A little bit of that. I watched a little bit of the Jets and a little bit of the Oilers. I kind of flipped. Bing, bing, bing. Flipped around a little bit.
Good for you. Good for you. A sports update on this Wednesday morning. The Montreal Alliance announced Wednesday morning that Joel Anthony, a 10-year NBA veteran and two-time NBA champion from Montreal, has been named the CEBL expansion team's first general manager. Anthony graduated from UNLV, began his NBA career in Miami in 2007. He won 2 championships beside LeBron, Chris Bosh, Shaquille O'Neal, Ray Allen, and Dwayne Wade. Went on to play with the Celtics, Pistons, and Spurs. Joel Anthony in charge of Montreal's pro basketball team. And coming out of Grey Cup, quarterback Dane Evans will get the start for Hamilton in Sunday's Grey Cup game against Winnipeg. Ticats coach Orlando Steinauer made the announcement this morning at the news conference. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca, and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars now with 8 amazing flavors. Order yours today at g2gbars.ca. RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Right on.
From Puck and Pigskin podcast in Calgary, Jason, he says, I've got it. All over the map. Sports talk. Literally, we could be brought to you by Garmin. All over the map. But
does anybody know what Garmin is anymore? Or TomToms? Remember that?
No. There's still a Garmin, Darren. There's still a Garmin.
I know.
I get soundly abused by my Florida friends for my Garmin GPS. I'm like, it works.
You still use
Am I that guy? Yes. Am I that guy, Darren, that's wearing suits that are out of style and have hairstyles that's out of style?
Well,
am I that guy? Did it happen and I didn't know?
I'm a good filter for you, though. I'll make sure you don't look bad. We'll upgrade you. I'll show we'll get you moving forward. It's all good.
I was thinking about this morning in the shower when we first started the show. Remember when I said, because when I left the writer job, I was learning a new way to live. And I was thinking on this show, I'm like, all my references, I'm so old. Am I too old? No, I'll go do something else. Trust, I'll mow lawns. As I told you, I'll clean pools in Florida. If I'm too old and out of touch, just tell me and I'll go. Remember that? And the viewers were writing in like, no, Rod, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Joe Lazzato in New York is like, no, it's vintage. It's like, the classic vinyl record store. That's what you are. I'm not sure that's great because I don't like those record stores.
I know, but they're all back in style, Rod. They're all back in style. Nostalgia and vintage. Those are the new buzzwords of 2021. We're
Hot
good.
Take.
From our director, Jordan, he says, hey, Garmin makes some beautiful aircraft navigation screens. I'll have to take your word for that. Wayne in Victoria, BC says, Rod, don't you have GPS on your smartphone? Yeah, it's called the Map app. Hello, I'm not using a flip for the love of God.
Those are back in style too, by the way.
Flip phone, are they?
Yes.
I'm going to get a new phone, by the way, at a U.S. plan. Probably today. Regarding the name Can-Am Sports, I can see Can-Am. I see it coming, man, and I don't usually get on this train. I usually leave this to you and Nelson and what's his name, Todd. Anyways, my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat, she says Can-Am is a company name. Yeah, Chris, of like 300 companies. It's used by so many companies that it's not even trademarked by anybody.
Yeah.
Am I right on that, Moose?
That's right. The first thing you're like, you were thinking Can-Am ATVs, or we're thinking, right? But there's Can-Am bowls, there's Can-Am this, Can-Am that. I think you're good.
Can-Am Confectionery in Plentywood, Montana.
There you go.
Here's an old story for you. Here's an old-time story for you. Plentywood, Montana was where we used to go to drink when we were younger. We weren't even old enough to get into the bar down there, but they were happy to see the Canadians come in because we'd spent all the money. And my friend, let's just call him Brent, drove a big silver maxi van. It looked like a bus. It was a party. It was a shaggin' wagon. And we went down there, and we went to the Can-Am confectionery, and he backed out of the pack, and he hit somebody with his van. He couldn't see. It's so big. He jumped out, wrote the guy a blank check. Here you go. Fill it out. Bob's your uncle. And away we jumped in the van and came back to Canada. For years after, he said the check was never cashed.
Really?
At the Can-Am confectionery. So should we call them and see if we can use their name?
Why not?
No, don't. They might bring it up. This is funny. From Dar on YouTube says, Rod might have an 8-track cassette player in the Jeep. No, but it does have a CD player. Now all I need are CDs. Now all I need are CDs. Anyways, back on point. Where were we? I feel like nowhere.
I know.
Tory Gurley coming up, our NFL Insider, by the way. Featured games tonight, Moose. You don't have a lot to choose from. There's 4 in the NHL. Philly Flyers at New Jersey. Colorado at the Rangers, and Colorado's worth watching. They've won 8 of 11, and the Rangers have won 7 in a row. Boston's at Vancouver, second game for Bruce Boudreau. Dallas Stars at the Vegas Golden Knights.
That's a good
one. And then in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Toronto Raptors. And might I say, that might be my featured game tonight. Cousin Chris will be happy with that. She's the biggest Raptors fan in Western Canada. Raptors are on a bit of a roll, I see. 11-13. The Thunder 7-16. Dare I say the window has closed for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Moose, I think it might have closed, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, how about this? Western Hockey League, Edmonton Oil Kings and Winnipeg Ice.
Ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell, you pansy.
I like it.
Ring. We got it. Thank you. Those are the top 2 teams in Canada, Moose.
Got it. Big one. That is the
Bob's
game of the night. Now, when you go back to Vegas and Dallas, I think the Stars have won 7 in a row, right? And Vegas is, really good. They're a contender. But that's probably the game of the night would be Edmonton and Winnipeg in the Western Hockey League tonight.
I love it. I love it. Rack it. And I'm going to be literally following it. I don't know. Oh, man. Go back to that junior.
Be listening to Munzie.
Hockey talk from yesterday. Yeah. Well, you go back to the junior hockey talk from yesterday. I get emails from everybody. I've signed up to every email newsletter, and I think you have too. But I get the email from the Canadian Hockey League where there's featured games for free on their streaming. And I'm like, poor junior hockey. Who's going to pay to watch junior when the NHL is free?
Mm-hmm.
And don't be that Karen that says, where are you getting your free hockey? I'm paying for cable. I was thinking about that jackwagon the other day that got in my face about that. From my cousin Chris, she says, that's what I'll be watching. Love my Raptors. Chris, can you give us a full report on Thursday's show? We'll see if I'm watching that. I see that Chris Bird in King City, Ontario has been running a narrative through the entire show that I have not. I've seen his comments. I haven't picked up on it. Basically, we're on the fly here. I guess the sports radio ratings came out for Toronto today, and they're in the tank. Chris says, poor sports radio performance speaks to how big media is missing out on what the audience wants to hear. I bet the RP show is not losing viewership. No, not at all. And actually, I had an agent call me the other day who's in Toronto. I'm not going to tell you his name. But he said that he doesn't listen to sports talk radio in Toronto anymore for his own reasons. But he said he's gotten into listening to satellite radio. So there's that. There's all these different options out there. I'll give you a really good example. I was leaving the house this morning, Darren. I got a notification from TSN saying, watch the news conference live of the coaches at Grey Cup. And I'm like, okay. I clicked it to open it while I'm in Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting, and it says, feed will begin shortly. I'm like, it's already 10 minutes past when it was supposed to start. I waited for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, bye, Felicia. Went and jumped in the Jeep and took off. Like, you got to be live when you say you're going to be live, and you got to be delivering something that people want, or they're gone.
They're gone.
Wouldn't you agree?
Fast. Absolutely. We're in a scrolling world, right? If you can't hold my attention, it's tough, right? And we've gone through similar things like that. How long can you hold people's attention? Can you keep the show moving? Are you going to be on when you say you're going to be on? All these types of things. But it's changing the way that we navigate the world. Like our behaviors and our patterns and our consumption is changing a little bit, but not as much as you'd think. Like we still want to listen to the radio. We still want to watch TV. But we don't do it in the same way, right? I listen to the radio every day, but I'm not actually listening to AM radio. I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm listening to streaming music. I'm watching television every day, but it's, instead of flipping through a guide, I'm flipping through the guide on Netflix or on YouTube, right? So we're still consuming content. We always have. It's just now being delivered in different ways.
And it's got to be good.
Has to be good.
From the Jug in Saskatoon regarding a slogan for the RP show. The Jug writing in on the 902 line. The number's on the screen. 902-518-3033. Hey, Roddy, PJ here. New slogan. It's the Rod and Moose Sports Show. Enjoy the bumpy ride. Jeff in Redmond, Oregon, watching. Says, I'm looking forward to seeing how Jack Finley fits in with the Winnipeg Ice. Say it again. Go read Noogsy's column at rodpedersen.com right now. Noogsy in one column has NHL, Major Junior, and Junior A, and World Juniors talking there. Right, great job, Noogsy. From Jeff, by the way, he says, flying to Florida for a game is probably cheaper than driving to Seattle. If I fly down there, do you have a studio audience for your show on the patio? No.
Oh, no.
No. It's a simple no. You just keep watching. You'll be good. Earl James earlier on said, North America's sports show. Corey Grismer on YouTube. He says, the Sun or Snow sports radio show. That ain't bad either, man.
That's not bad.
Sun or Snow sports show. It's not bad, but it ain't Can-Am. Frank and Airdrie came up with that. What's the top chat? John Burns in Calgary. Regarding the announcement today that Canada will not send diplomats to the Olympics in China, he says, do we simply allow the athletes to make up their own minds? On the other hand, will the boycott put the athletes in danger like before with diplomats? I don't want to talk about that. As I said today, the Canadian athletes are going to go, but the diplomats aren't. To quote Reggie Dunlop, or to quote Dickie Dunn in Slapshot, that's not much to go on, Reggie. What kind of a statement is that? All in or all out? So Canadian. Make a decision. Moose, see you back here for overtime. What do you say?
Yeah, see you then.
Our NFL insider, Tory Gurley's coming up. Get your NFL questions in now for Tory Gurley. He's next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
A Landmark Cinemas $30 gift card with $40 in great movie savings is the perfect gift to give. Or give to yourself. Get yours today in theater or online at landmarkcinemas.com and make it a merry movie season. Landmark Cinemas, for movie lovers.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air. It's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama. I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
RPShow continues on this Wednesday. Breaking news this morning before we get to our NFL insider Tori Gurley. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Wednesday Canada will join a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Olympics. He said the country is, quote, extremely concerned about China's human rights abuses and has been discussing the matter with allies. And from the football world, Fresno State is bringing back Jeff Tedford for a second stint as coach after Kalen DeBoer left to take over at Washington. Athletic Director Terry Turney announced Wednesday morning that Jeff Tedford returns after coaching the Bulldogs from 2017 to 2019. Tedford had a 26-14 record at his alma mater before stepping down for health reasons. And that Kalen DeBoer that's taking over in Washington, very close friends with Hamilton Tiger Cats head coach Orlando Steinauer. We might come back around on that, but we'll jump in on the NFL talk with our man Tory Gurley. I think we got a special guest, I'm told, today. Do we got two men with us today?
Yeah, you got two Tories on the call today.
How is that little guy?
He's great. He's just waking up from a nap, and I told him, all right, you got to come with daddy to work. So it's bring your child to work day.
I loved your answer last week when I said, what's his favorite team? And you said, he loves it all. I bet. You got him propped up watching games already, don't you, Tori?
Absolutely. We've watched NBA. We've watched NFL. When the grandparents came, we watched some CFL. We watched the Rough Riders. So literally, he's a man of all seasons.
Well, literally, you were born for this role. I'm just so happy for you guys, you and Kim, and proud of you too, Tori. Hey, listen, a lot of people in the Valley proud of the Arizona Cardinals, the first team in the NFL to 10 wins Are they the quietest number one team in NFL history at 10-2? Why are they not getting more fanfare, the Arizona Cardinals?
I think a lot of people are still sleeping on them because of, it is the Cardinals. Everyone thinks that Cliff Kingsbury. All right, hold on, TJ. TJ doesn't agree, but everybody doesn't believe that these guys are still, they think they're just like an air raid team. They think they can't get it done. And, it's just like a mirage of them having a soft schedule. But I think with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins and just the nucleus of weapons they have on offense, I mean, they're pretty good. And defensively, they get after you. They find ways to get stops. And, you have edge rushers and pass rushers that, can take the ball away or sack you. So, I mean, they're going to be a tough team. But, I'm really leaning towards, Tampa coming out of the NFC.
Well, I just got one more, though, just on the Cardinals, because J.J. Watt has been the face of the NFL for almost a decade, and we don't hear anything about J.J. Watt at all. I went and looked up his stats. He's played every game, but it's his brother that's getting all the pub, and for good reason. He's earning it. But what is your take on J.J. Watt's first year in Arizona?
I just think they're using him to be one of those veteran guys in the locker room. They want him to be able to set the tone for his teammates and be more of a teacher or a mentor. I think his better days are behind him, but with him having that experience, with them getting into the playoffs, I think that's when he would pay off dividends then. I'm not seeing, anything big in the regular season, but I think in the playoffs, that's when JJ could really, show the guys he still has a little bit left in the tank.
I mentioned the viewers to answer their questions, and they are. The Snowman's watching in Indiana, and he says, for Tori, can the 49ers run the table and steal a wild card? What do you think?
I don't see that happening. Just too many injuries. If they were healthy, yes, but over the past 3 years, I don't know what's going on with Kyle Shanahan and that football team, but it is always a lot of injuries that just decimate that roster, where they have to go plug and play guys like literally off the street. So if they ever could stay healthy, as we saw a couple years ago, they were in the Super Bowl. They were literally one quarter away from winning it. So, but that's the biggest thing in sports, man, is availability. And right now, the 49ers, they just too many key players get hurt for them to be successful.
From Jennifer at the Four Seasons. She wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Pittsburgh-Minnesota clash on Thursday Night Football, the kickoff Week 14?
Yeah, I love the game last week with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. That was a hell of a football game. I just think they left it all on the field. And, I can see Minnesota going out and getting the win on Thursday just because literally I felt like Pittsburgh emptied the clip. It was like a must-win to stay alive in that division. And I just don't think they'll be able to recoup and be ready to play on Thursday.
Tank Abbott wants to know, who's the next coach in Mini after Zimmer gets gassed? It's a lot of guys out there. Any idea who it might be?
I don't know. Like, I just think it's so many people that always come about, and they also keep guys that's on the staff. So we'll see. The coach from the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, he was there in Minnesota, and obviously Zimmer is a great job of developing guys. So it wouldn't shock me if they, plugged somebody in that was already on the staff, or if they decided to outsource it.
Earl, watching on YouTube, wants to know, which meddling 500 team or worse will make a run and get into the playoffs, in your opinion?
Man, I've heard people say the Philadelphia Eagles or the Tennessee Titans. I think I would go with Tennessee. I think right now, if they can get guys back healthy, you're not going to get Derrick Henry back, but if Julio and A.J. Brown and if Ryan Tannehill can get it back rolling, I think they do a great job there, and that division is wide open. Well, I feel like they could sneak in with being a 500 team.
Earl goes on to say, if Zimmer and Chicago's Nagy have jobs after this season, I might go apply for a job. Everybody else is asking their questions. Here's mine. Listen, Tori, are you in the Carolinas or are you in Toronto? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Okay, so on ESPN, all they talk about is the Dallas Cowboys, which is fine because that's my team. Jerry Jones is quoted on there every single day. But you as an NFL alum, do you guys hate the Cowboys because of the pub that they get? Do you envy it and wish that you had that coverage that the Cowboys have? Like, I'm kind of getting tired of it, and I'm a Cowboys fan. And the reason I went like this with the Eagles is let's stop with the Eagles. We need to win the division here in Dallas. And Washington, too. Just stop. But your take on the Cowboys coverage in this country?
People love them. You either hate them or you love them. They're like, it gets people riled up, where you can be at a bar, you can be out in public. You might hear somebody say, how about those Cowboys? Or you might hear somebody say, hey, man, the last time you guys won a Super Bowl, it was on a VCR. So, it's always great topics of discussion. As a former player, we were over it because we knew they were just a hype machine. But being on this side, being on the media, it is great when Dallas is winning because now is more viewers, and the more viewers you have, the more revenue that the league can make. So we understand that they're always it's always a good draw. And whenever you do go play in Dallas or Dallas comes to you, you're going to bring your best game because the world is watching. So it's Dallas. Hopefully they can get it together. As I mentioned, I played with Mike McCarthy, and I wish him nothing but the best. But they have a big game this weekend, going against the Washington football team. And it wouldn't shock me if Washington, gets this dub because they need it. I feel like Dallas and somewhat took their foot off the gas since everyone was telling them, how great they are. And I think it's going to come back to bite them in the butt coming down the stretch.
I just think they should leave McCarthy in COVID protocol. That's what I think they should do. They should leave him there. 2 quick questions. Chris, from my cousin Christine, she wants to know, who's your favorite NBA team?
I'll say the Golden State Warriors because I'm a Steph Curry fan. And then I would say the home team, the Charlotte Hornets. Those are 2 teams that I pull for.
Okay. And Tacona in Winnipeg wants to know your Grey Cup prediction.
You know what? Even though I'm an Argonaut through and through, I'm pulling for the Hamilton Tiger Cats to win. And here's the reason why. Simone Lawrence. I'm a big fan of him. We literally, like, if I had to go out and play a game, I'd probably try to rip his head off, but I respect him as a competitor. He's a guy that brings it on and off the field, and he hasn't switched teams or anything. He's been with Hamilton a long time, and I'm just hoping the best for him to where he can get that elusive ring and put it on his hand because he's worked his butt off for it.
Outstanding. Tori, my best to the family. Happy holidays. Hope to chat with you sooner than later.
All right. Hey,
see you, TJ. He's got his hands out already. He's ready. Throw me the ball, he's saying. Throw me the ball. All right. Tori Jr., see you guys. We got overtime coming up next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Rod Squad. Now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show. Official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
One more time. It is overtime, brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC, the National Hockey League, and the Seattle Kraken Fan Club. I'm going out to get some more shots today. I'm tired of looking at those two guys tarps off, Moose, as we bring in the Moose from the bunker in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle.
Looks like a Florida episode of Letterkenny. Looks like a Florida episode of Letterkenny. I'm like,
right?
what?
I can't get away from the Letterkenny. Those guys are doing laps around Florida State here all day. Hey, do you have the bell in front of you? Can you ring the bell? Breaking news. Hey, this is working great. This is working great. Good thinking.
I'll pull the strings.
Olympic decathlon champion Damian Werner is the winner of the Lou Marsh Trophy as Canada's Athlete of the Year. Werner won gold at the Tokyo Games last summer and became just the fourth man in history to top the elusive 9,000-point barrier in the 10-discipline event. The 32-year-old of London, Ontario, is the first Canadian to win the Olympic decathlon. How about that?
That's a great choice. How about that? Great choice.
Media members from across Canada voted Wednesday on the annual Toronto Star Award. We weren't asked, but we never are. Kansas City Chiefs. Cool it. We had enough on those. Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman Laurent Duvernay-Tardif and Bayern Munich left back Alphonso Davies were named co-winners of the award last year. And I was going to ask you that. What a fast year, by the way, Moose, because I couldn't remember which one won.
I know.
I didn't remember it being split. Do you like? Does that feel like a fast year to you?
I know. It's a super fast year. I remember when we brought it up, and it was a lot of controversy. And remember, our buddy Rob had the vote, the vote for the basketball player Murray. So that was kind of funny. Jamal Murray. So and that's the reason it ended up tied, of all things. But I think it was deserving, and I think Damian Warner's a great choice. I think it's the right choice.
I wanted Chase Claypool to win.
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And nobody, they're like, Rod, shut up. Maybe that's why I don't get a vote, because I'm just so in left field.
Maybe.
I'm going through my phone on messages here, and I appreciate Phil Kershaw. former chairman of the CFL's Board of Governors, chiming in on the name. By the way, he's a marketing guy from way back. And he says, RP Show, hardcore sports talk, in brackets, HCST. Drop the geographic reference. And I said, not bad.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if you don't mind, Phil, if you don't mind me saying, and he's out on the West Coast, by the way, he says, hardcore sports talk, HST on the RP gives you a merch angle. Can-Am sounds like a failed junior hockey league, in my opinion. Canadian reference turns off. He goes, Canadian reference turns off the American market. Well, grand opening, grand closing. All in one show.
Yes.
Because if Phil Kershaw's telling me,
he knows what
I'm
he's
listening.
Doing. Yeah.
And Cynthia, by the way, in Pittsburgh said it reminded her of a Saskatchewan restaurant.
Oh.
And I'm like, and what the hell's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of roast beef sandwiches with gravy on top and peas and carrots.
Hot beef sandwich,
Themed.
the best.
Last minute of play in the RP show. Man, we had a lot of fun today.
I did pull something out of the closet in my office. I don't know if you know this is in there on the wall, but I pulled out my Peter LaFleur dodgeball figurine. I found this in a store once, and it's Vince Vaughn. It's supposed to be Vince Vaughn. It's not a very good look-alike, but this is Peter LaFleur from the Average Joes. So I thought it was appropriate. I went and found that.
Can we tomorrow have for the poll question, what's the greatest Vince Vaughn movie of all time?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I feel like tomorrow's morning meeting's full already.
Some sports thing's going to come up and ruin everything.
Thanks, Jeff in Winnipeg. Here you go. Here you go. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern right here on Game Plus TV.
Nerds! Nerds! Right on. Bingo!